court cases that changed India forever. A priest who unknowingly saved the constitution. A prime minister brought down by one brave man. A woman who redefined the meaning of life in Indian law. These are not fictional stories. These are real Indian court cases. Bizarre, bold, and unforgettable. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I've handpicked 10 of the most mind-blowing real-life court cases that rocked India. They didn't just make headlines, they made history. Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, 1973. The case that saved the Constitution. Our story begins with a monk. No kidding! A 19-year-old head priest named Kesavananda Bharati challenged land reforms in Kerala to protect his monastery's property. But the case took a wild turn. The government argued it could change anything in the Constitution, even fundamental rights. That's when the Supreme Court said, "Hold on." In a legendary 7-6 split judgment, the court introduced the basic structure doctrine. It said, you can amend the Constitution, but you can't destroy its soul. Today, that one judgment is the reason India remains a democracy. Indira Gandhi versus Raj Narain, 1975. The case that triggered emergency. Imagine this, a sitting Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, dragged to court by a defeated candidate, Raj Narain, a political maverick. He accused her of using government machinery to win the election. Shockingly, the Allahabad High Court agreed and declared her election invalid. What followed? Indira Gandhi declared a national emergency. Censorship, arrests, suspended rights. It all started from this courtroom bombshell, a political earthquake in black robes. Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, 1985. When the footpath spoke. Thousands of pavement dwellers in Mumbai were about to be evicted. They filed a case saying, if you take away our shelter, you take away our right to live. And for the first time, the court agreed. It ruled that right to livelihood is part of the right to life under Article 21. From then on, the poor weren't just squatters. They were citizens with dignity. Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, 1978. Personal liberty redefined. When journalist Maneka Gandhi's passport was impounded without reason, she sued the government. And the court delivered a masterstroke. It said Article 21 doesn't just mean not killing someone. It means fairness, justice, and due process in every act affecting personal liberty. From that day, the phrase right to life became richer, deeper, and far more powerful. Mohammed Ahmed Khan versus Shah Bano Begum, 1985. A 62-year-old woman, a national controversy. Shah Bano, a Muslim woman, was divorced after 43 years of marriage. Her husband refused to pay maintenance. She went to court and won. The Supreme Court said she deserved support under Section 125 CAR PC, regardless of religion. The decision sparked political outrage. Parliament passed a law to limit its impact, but Shah Bano's case became a rallying cry for Muslim women's rights. Vishaka versus State of Rajasthan, 1997. Justice born out of tragedy. Panwari Devi, a social worker, tried to stop a child marriage and was gang raped in retaliation. No law existed to protect women at work back then, so the court stepped in and created one. The Vishaka Guidelines became India's first legal framework against sexual harassment in the workplace. Years later, this led to the POSH Act, a victory carved out of unimaginable pain. Navtesh Singh Johar versus Union of India, 2018. Love finally wins. For over 150 years, Section 377 IPC criminalized same-sex relationships. But in 2018, a group of brave individuals, artists, dancers, activists, stood up. They said, "We exist, we love, we're not criminals." The Supreme Court agreed. It decriminalized homosexuality, saying history owes an apology to the LGBTQ+ community. It wasn't just a verdict, it was a liberation. State of Kerala versus N.M. Thomas, 1976. What is real equality? In this case, a scheduled caste employee was denied a promotion despite a policy for reserved candidates. The court didn't just talk about equality before law. It redefined it. It said, equality doesn't mean treating everyone the same. It means uplifting those who've been left behind. It laid the moral foundation for affirmative action in India. And Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab, 1980. Life or death? This was the moment India confronted the death penalty. Bachchan Singh had been sentenced to hang. His appeal forced the court to ask, when, if ever, is it okay for the state to take a life? The court responded with the rarest of rare doctrine, a strict filter that protects life unless no other option exists. To this day, it saves lives from judicial overreach. Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala, 2018. Faith versus equality. For centuries, women of menstruating age were banned from entering the Sabarimala temple. The reason? They were considered impure. In 2018, a group of women lawyers said, "That's not religion, that's discrimination." The Supreme Court agreed. It ruled that customs cannot override constitutional rights, especially gender equality. Faith was challenged, a nation was divided, but the law stood with equal rights. These 10 cases weren't just legal battles, they were revolutions fought by citizens who dared to question, dared to speak, and in doing so, changed the course of Indian history. Which case blew your mind the most? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more such real stories where law meets life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with someone who still thinks law is boring.